Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be looking at some Medieval 2 Total War, because why the hell not, it's a great game, and the last in the Total War series which actually had decent historical battles. So, let's play the Battle of Agincourt, because why not? And I'm going to play as England because you can't play as France, because to be honest, then it would be way too easy. Let anyone who has zeal for God come with me. Let us fight for our brothers. Let heaven's will be done. Conrad III, ruler of the Roman Empire.
1415, northern France. The 100 Years' War continues. After spending the autumn months campaigning in northern France, Henry V, King of England, is making his way home. But first he must contend with a large army awaiting him near the town of Agincourt. The French army, led by Jean Lemangre and Charles d'Albert, is more a collection of arrogant nobles than an army distracted by their own bitter rivalries. While the English army is a disciplined force, led by King Henry, a shrewd commander and an inspiring presence. As the sun rises on the 25th of October, Henry moves his weary and hungry men into position, knowing they are largely outnumbered. Heavy rainfall overnight has left the newly plowed fields separating the two forces a sodden, muddy mess. The French forces awake and take a leisurely breakfast, happy to wait and let disease and hunger grind down Henry's army. Knowing this only too well, Henry moves his army forward, hoping to provoke the French into rash action. Henry's gamble is successful. Lines of unprepared French knights and nobles push and shove amongst themselves, eager to engage their English counterparts. Henry's longbowmen will be the key to defeating the French, striking them down as they traverse the muddy field. To protect his longbowmen from cavalry, Henry has ordered them to plant sharpened stakes in front of their positions. To emerge victorious, Henry must survive the upcoming battle and destroy or rout the French army before him. Only then can he make his way home.
That narrator sounds a hell of a lot like David Attenborough, which is quite hilarious but awesome at the same time. Right, so what do we have? We have some dismounted English knights who will probably take the bare front of this. Heavy billmen, which I'm going to try and save for the cavalry, so let's try and bring them back here, because if I remember right, cavalry is going to sweep around and try and attack me from the back, so I want to make sure King Henry is okay. Now, countercharge.
For St. George!
To try and counter some of the cavalry coming in. And to be honest, because of the longbowmen, these guys aren't that much of an issue. So, let's be a bit rash and head forward, because as the narrator said, we have to try and save these longbowmen for as long as possible against these knights. There are a lot of them thinking about it. I love the fact how the narrator was just like, oh yeah, the French army was, you know, it was just full of disgruntled nobles, and it was very rash and blah 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 blah, where the English army was awesome and everybody loved them. It's a bit biased, but I suppose in history King Henry did win this battle, so it kind of makes sense. As playing as King Henry, you should win. So we've soaked up the main charge. As you can see, my dismounted English knights are very, very highly ranked, so they should be able to deal with these dismounted nobles pretty well. And we have covered our archers very well, since they've decided to attack in a very, very narrow area. Let's see. Let's put some bowmen over here so we can create a flanking maneuver. That's basically the keen tactic on Medieval 2. good old flanking maneuvers and cavalry charges. Unfortunately, we don't have any cavalry charges here, so no hammer and anvils. Well, let's see. That cavalry unit is still miles away, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And the billmen, come on. Oh, the cavalry are coming in, that's not a good sign. But our English dismounted knights are holding the line, which is great. They're about a third of the way down. But our billmen are coming in, and hopefully they can just wreck house. I think the billmen get a bonus against cavalry, basically because of these little sticks. But if not, so what? These billmen have got a bit caught, so let's try and get them around. What are these guys doing? My friends, get back. You are archers. Do not fill your stupid brains thinking that you are a warrior. You are an archer. Right. So it looks like we've grabbed the attention of these guys, which is good. Unfortunately, none of the enemy is routing yet, but it looks like a lot of their troops.
Oh, good lord! There's more of these French dogs on the way.
Here we go, right. Billman. We need to get you out, unfortunately, or our archers will be demolished. How fast? Oh, God, right. Okay, King Henry, you need to move forward. Unfortunately, our archers may have to take the brunt of this. I can't be bothered to tell them to fire at the cavalry because they'll be here in a second anyway.
Cowardly dogs are behind us.
Let's see. Where are those billmen that I sent? Billmen! Attack. Let's attack the general's bodyguard. Maybe if we can stop the charge, we can send King Henry in, and then he can attack. It looks like they're starting to break through, which is not good. But luckily King Henry is there, who is a very highly ranked and has the golden sword, it seems, so, or even the bronze sword, so he'll do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the billmen did take that charge, but they are also very much dead. Right, you guys get in front of the stakes. Oh no, this isn't looking good. I should have really pulled those billmen back a little bit. Now the only way I think this battle is going to go wrong for me at the moment, even though I've lost a lot of men, is if King Henry has to die, so I have to protect him. The problem is, right now, I don't have enough men. So it might have to come down to a desperate charge from Henry just to get out of it. But luckily oh, yes, one of the generals is down, so I think the main army will lose their morale. See, they're all shaken and wavering, which is good, when my men are eager, so that's awesome. Maybe they'll rout soon. I really doubt it though, there seems to be too many of them. What are you guys shooting at? Let's see. Oh, well done, King Henry's bodyguard.
Our men have slain one
both
of their
generals are down now. Jean Lemange and Charles d'Albert. Great names. But luckily we've killed both the generals now, and the cavalry threat is basically gone. We should move King Henry back, just in case, basically, and try and let these archers fire as many of their shots as possible. Because as you can see, there aren't many of our men left here. Right, so you boys can move back with King Henry. You can be his second bodyguard, you 13 men who have survived that onslaught. Well, it looks like our archers are now going to town, and they're starting to rout, which is good. All we need is a chain rout now. I'm a bit worried about this big blob of dismounted knights, but it seems like the billmen have done a great job of just basically holding them off. This battle seems all you really have to do is just hold off the enemy. Just hold them back. And then eventually, well, obviously after you've killed the generals, your archers will just take them apart. They have a lot of ammo and they are great. They are yeoman archers though. And for some reason they've decided to fire straight up in the air. That's probably because the billmen are in the way, so they'll fire over them, which is completely fine with me. At this moment in time, I don't mind shooting my own men though, which is very, very sad, but at the end of the day, you have to save your king. The reason your men are here is to save your king. So if a few billmen die, even though there's only 9 of them left, it's fine, you know. I want every There's only 6. I feel so sorry for them. I left the charging cavalry, just demolish them. There's only 6 of them left instead of 70. Right. Yeah, everybody's firing now. Good stuff. So the only band of enemies left are these, and there we go. A nice little rout. Thanks to the archers and the holding billmen.
Remember it as the day of our most glorious.
Well done, King Henry. So let's see from the battle screen who did the best. Casualties inflicted. The English Knights did great. Well, obviously they brunted the start of the charge, so they'll have the most men attacking. Who are these guys? Yeah, the archers did alright, but to be honest, I would give that battle to the dismounted knights. They basically saved my ass. And King Henry did okay. He shouldn't have needed to, but I suppose when a king has to get his hands dirty, he has to get his hands dirty. So I'm probably going to be covering most of these battles just because I find it quite fun, and, historically they are very talked about battles, especially in schools and stuff. So, thank you all for watching, and have a great day, and I'll see you next time.